Welcome to the ISC History Plus One class. We are going to start with the chapter 1, Growth of Nationalism, and basically we are going to read Partition of Bengal and Anti-Partition Movement in this lesson. Both these movements you have done in 10th standard. Before going through the topic, we have to understand the objectives of the topic. The objectives are to understand the historical background of the partition of Bengal, what was anti-partition movement, and how did the partition of Bengal lead to Swadeshi and boycott movement. First, we will go through the terms, the new terms. Renaissance, the revival or rebirth of European art and literature. Bondage, the state of being a slave. Ordinance, an order or rule made by a government or somebody in a position of a country. Petition, a written document signed by many people. Liberalism, an attitude of respecting and allowing many different types of beliefs. Resolutions, written drafts. Amended, changed. Vanguard, to be a leader in something. Imperialist, the person who is in favor of annexation. Secretary of State, the highest official appointed in India after the revolt of 1857. Tottering, not stable. And basically we are going to discuss this first objective today, to understand the historical background of the partition of Bengal. The Renaissance arrived in India in 19th century. So Renaissance we have already discussed in first term, means revival of rebirth of European art or literature. Renaissance means change in art, literature, science, society and religion. But actually Renaissance starts from our mind. When we change our mind, when we change our thinking from orthodoxy to think reasonably, when we use reason behind our thinking, when we critically observe everything and go through its positive and negative aspect and then decide whether to choose or not to choose anything, that state of mind is actually called as Renaissance. When our mind is changed, when we are ready to accept the new changes, there are changes in art, literature, science, society, and religion. Because today's topic deals basically with partition of Bengal's historical background, so we'll discuss its Renaissance in Bengal. Bengal was the first state to be affected by the wave of nationalism and Renaissance. So Bengal was the first state where nationalism came. Nationalism means love for one's country, and where changes came from orthodoxy to modern era. There were many contribution factors which contributed a lot in bringing Renaissance in Bengal, like contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, who is generally called as the pioneer of Indian nationalism and Indian Renaissance. Then Rabindranath Tagore, a great Indian poet. Then S.N. Banerjee, he was a social reformer as well as a political worker. And Landholders Society. Landholders Society was basically Zamindar Society in Bengal, Bihar and Odisha, which brought a change in the mind of the people and asked the people not to follow idol worship and not to follow the child marriage, and also asked for the rights of the peasants there. Now we are going to discuss some of the contributors in detail, like Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He was against the Jewry Act. The Jewry Act was passed in 1862. Raja Ram Mohan Roy stood against it. Jury means a panel of judges. There was a panel of judges at that time comprised of 5 judges to handle the cases, and all 5 judges were British. Raja Ram Mohan Roy asked the British government to include at least 1 judge in this jury. So he stood against the jury system of the British. He published his own newspaper called as Mirat-ul-Akhbar, and he formed a society called as Young Bengal Group, which asked the people to shun their orthodoxies and to adopt the modern liberal ideas of West. So these acts of Raja Ram Mohan Roy helped the Bengalis to be more advanced, to adopt modern ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Now, apart from Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Rabindranath Tagore, by his writings like Gitanjali, which also got a Nobel Prize, influenced the nationalism in India, and especially in Bengal, through his different novels and books like Chokhar Bali and The Postmaster. He have illustrated how the Indian society was going through the social evils and asked the people to come out of the social evils and walk hand to hand so that the liberal ideas of Western countries can be adopted in our country also. Then S.N. Banerjee, he was a political and a social reformer. He formed Indian League in 1876 to promote social and political awareness among the people. Then he formed Indian National Conference in 1883, where he asked all the graduates of the Bengal to come together and to fight against the British. So these were the three people who contributed, these all were the three Bengalis who contributed a lot in bringing Renaissance in Bengal: Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Rabindranath Tagore, S.N. Banerjee. Then there was role of moderates under the leadership of Congress. Congress was formed in 1885. The moderate leaders, this you have done in 10th standard also. The moderate leaders were the leaders who were loyal to the British rule, and basically they believe in constitutional reforms. Constitutional reforms means peaceful reforms. They also infused nationalism in India. Lord Curzon was a person who became a imperialist, a viceroy and imperialist in India. Imperialist means a person who is in favor of annexation policy. He became the viceroy of India in 1898 and continued till 1905. Lord George Hamilton at that time was Secretary of State. That means when Lord Curzon was the Viceroy, the Secretary of State in India was Lord George Hamilton. Secretary of State is a position you have done in your previous class also. Was the highest position after the revolt of 1857 in India. He, Lord George Hamilton, the Secretary of State, wrote a letter to Lord Curzon asking him stop funding of Congress party. That means whoever giving finance to Congress party should be banned, should be checked, to provide titles to people who are loyal to the British rule other than Congress. That means the Secretary of State and Lord Curzon both were against Congress party. They want to honor those people who were loyal to the British but they don't belong to Congress party, to control organization and journals of the Congress. Here, Secretary of State asked Lord Curzon to control the working of the Congress and all the journals, all the newspapers or the publications of the Congress party. In return, Lord Curzon also wrote a letter to Lord George Hamilton, the Secretary of the State. He told him that Congress was at that time a weak organization. He said Congress is a weak organization because there were two groups in Congress, early nationalist and assertive nationalist. This both the topics you have done in 10th standard, and there was a clash of ideologies between the early nationalist and the assertive nationalist. Early nationalists or moderates were loyal to the British, whereas the other group was not loyal to the British. So he wrote in the letter that Congress was already weak due to clash between the ideologies of early nationalist and assertive nationalist. He said Congress was an unstable organization according to him, and he wanted to make it more weaker. He wanted to make it more vulnerable, and how he would do it? He wanted to divide Bengal, because Bengal at that time was the most prosperous state, and it was a state where the Renaissance has first came in India. It was a state which has unitedly fought in revolt of 1857 against the British, and this is the reason he wanted to divide Bengal. I hope you have understood till here. With the help of this explanation and the internet, you should make systematic notes of this topic.